I've been doing CrossFit for about 8 to 9 years, and I was looking for a place for me to work out with my kiddos, and there was a jiu-jitsu gym that had CrossFit within that facility, and I did CrossFit while my son did jiu-jitsu at that time. So I actually have struggled with weight since being a kid, and obese and overweight and going to a normal size and then back to obese again. And when I have issues with food binges and food addiction, and I had ended up having a gallbladder removed and complications from that, and then there was a stent that was in place as well with a special surgery, and then they stated that I needed to be on a special diet and I couldn't be over a certain amount of weight, and I could only eat this low-fat, high-carb diet, and they just gave me a stack of papers and said, you know, even if you do all of these things, that you'll still be back within 2 to 20 years for the same specialized stent surgery. So I had lost a lot of the weight, and I was doing a lot of running, but because I had a double stroller, I also was doing a lot of asymmetrical movements and was the skinniest I've ever been, but also like a skinny fat. And I was fixing my back on a regular basis too at the time. So even though I was within the parameters of what the doctor had recommended, the quality of life was not good. I ended up going regular Globo gym, and I've done that for several years off and on. And I know what to do, but the motivation to continue to do what I'm supposed to do and have it all organized. I was a mom with 2 kiddos. Gosh, they were around like adolescent and toddler stage. And then also trying to find the time to work full time, take care of my kids, still take care of my health on top of it. I decided to open my own box because I had a physical therapist in my background. I had worked with a number of clients that kept asking, you know, where was I 5-10 years ago? Maybe they wouldn't have had to have a surgery in my professional setting. And then in my hobby setting at the gym, I had other friends, athletes that were being told that they weren't going to be able to continue CrossFit because they hurt their shoulder, and the therapists that they were seeing them were discharging them with max therapeutic benefit, and they still had pain and weren't able to do pull-ups. Or they'd seen their doctor for back pain, and the doctor was like, well, you just shouldn't do deadlifts. And so I was able to help these people as well to continue to do what they wanted to do, still participate in CrossFit safely. And I realized that there was an actual need for people to have the safe carryover of CrossFit. And I was looking for an environment where I could treat people post-surgery, take them from a very, very low level of function, and then transgress them to a higher level of function as a competitive athlete. And so the only way I was able to do that was to open up my own box. My physical therapy background plays into how we carry over things differently here. CrossFit is amazing, but the implementation of CrossFit varies from box to box. And I instill this into all of my trainers as well, the need to focus on the range of motion, coordination, and then strength. And safety is of utmost importance. And that is where we have different levels, we have different categories of every single workout that is up there. We have regular meetings that help to continue the education and the carryover to ensure safety of all of the clients. So everybody, whether it's myself or another trainer, is able to meet any client that walks or rolls through the door at their fitness level and be able to safely progress them to the next level. I'm here with regards to physical therapy because the same therapist sees you, me, through the whole continuum of care. You're not seeing anybody else besides me for physical therapy. And what people don't understand is that there's a lot that can be done within your power before you actually go and become addicted to pain medicine or even start some of the anti-inflammatories. There's a lot of things that you can be educated on that you may be doing on a regular basis that actually sabotage your quality of life instead of setting you up for success. I started the Adapt and Move nonprofit because there are a lot of times when people are being told that they're not able to do something, or why even try, or look at you, how could you even think about attempting something else? And what ends up happening is everybody is approached with those kinds of people around them at some point in time. Unfortunately, when it comes to adaptive athletes, they tend to hear some of that from the health professionals, and that can set it up for being on the safer side. You don't want to set somebody up of like false expectations, but at the same time, when you just assume that, then you also limit your potential in life. So I felt like Adapt and Move was necessary to empower those individuals that have been told the majority of their life that no, you can't, because in reality, yes, they can. They just need to have some education of how to go about it most appropriately for themselves. What I would tell someone who doesn't think that they were capable of doing CrossFit is that in reality, they're doing CrossFit on a regular basis without even realizing it. It's just CrossFit takes it to another level by having constantly varied functional movements performed at high intensity. And what we have the art of doing is taking it to each client specifically, customizing that workout to make sure it's at the appropriate intensity to be able to take it to another level. So this allows that carryover of that quality of life to no longer have pain when you're moving, to be able to negotiate steps, to get off the toilet without, whether you're at home or whether you're in a public place, to be able to walk to see your grandkids at their functional events and not have to be terrified or traumatized of the bleachers. So there's a lot of things that carry over to regular life that when you come here, you're able to safely challenge yourself so that you can negotiate it without any issues whenever you're actually tested in life. Here, it's not uncommon for you to see like 75-year-old client working out next to an adaptive athlete, working out to a competitive athlete, working out next to a mom that has 5 kids. There's such an array of clientele that we have here, and each of them get that intense workout to take themselves to the next level and safely because of the programming that we have here, customized each time that they walk through the door, no matter what the workout is up on the board. I am Amy Posadas, and I am CrossFit.